Good morning, folks. We've got space weather, two massive structures in space, 72 unexplained explosions in space, and a lovely hint at covert matter. We're coming first to spaceweathernews.com and checking out the last 24 hours on our star to see NASA is now self-correcting the roll images to about 99% accuracy. Useful once again as the Earth-facing quiet has stifled the incoming sunspots. They are decayed and not producing any significant solar flares. Meanwhile, the solar wind is doing its sunspot impression right now as the plasma speed in the middle there hits the deck. Geomagnetic conditions are almost too calm. Cosmic rays do have an easier pathway into our system. It is unclear whether either departing coronal hole will have its solar wind reach Earth's heliographic latitude, but the incoming opening is transequatorial, will indeed affect Earth. It begins connecting to our planet tonight with solar wind expected over the weekend. Let's go to the Perseus cluster where two major stories about enormous cosmic structures have been released. The first one details an arm of gas and plasma and dust thrown out of the spiral system and having temperatures less than half of that of the surrounding gases and material. They say that the cold arm would have dissipated over astronomical time were it not for powerful magnetic fields wrapped around the arm and holding it together. Seriously. The other thing out of this region requires a look at its active galactic nucleus, which is seen as the bright point at the top there. One side of the jet is not easily seen via point of view, but this side is, and tell me you don't see the shell double layer interaction zones on the outsides of the column. From a more macro scale standpoint, an interesting cosmic web density and field mapping project has produced some thought-provoking means of looking at the distribution of the universe we can see. One must admit, it is appearing more biological and even cellular than most would imagine. Then we have this, 72 bright explosions seen in space, and none fit the profile of any known type of supernova. They do have similar heat profiles, but not appearance or dissipation time, and so we're left with scientists exclaiming that they don't know what those bright flashes are. Lastly, folks, we have an incredible preprint describing the size of amorphous carbon dust grains in galaxy halos, but also that silicate dust modeling does not fit observations unless the population of dust is much, much higher than expected. Website members, you know that's a critical aspect of the entire dark matter scenario. We don't see dust very well, and it happens to hide charged particles. We've got your wind maps and shots of our star to close. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now it's 5 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.